This problem is from the Practice and Skills workbook. It's page 121, problem number 3. Find the slope and the y-intercept of the line represented by each table. And they've given us a table over here. Okay, so what you need to remember is these are just ordered pairs. So you've got your x values, and they've given you 0, 3, 6, 9, and 12. And then they've given you some y values. They haven't given you the first one, but they gave you the other ones. It's 10, 19, 28, and 37. So what I'm going to do is I got to find the slope. And remember, the slope is equivalent to the change in y over the change in x. Okay, we had a lot of ways to go ahead and look at that. We could go ahead, you could do the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We could use that. And we're going to do kind of a variation of that. We're going to take a look at our table. We're going to look at our y's. So we're just going to pick any 2 points. So let's say that I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pick this point right here, and I'm going to pick this point right here. Okay, and remember, in reality, what they really are, it's really 6, 19, and the other one is really 9, 28. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the difference between the y values. Remember, this is your x1, y1, x2, y2. So I have a 28 here, and I got a 19, so I'm going to find that difference. I'm going to go 28 minus 19. And then for my x values, I'm going to go 9 minus 6. And if I go ahead and I subtract, I end up with 9 over 3. And then if we simplify it, we get a 3. And that would be our slope. Now, instead of writing them out as ordered pairs, another way that you could have done the problem, I'll do it in red, is if we just look at the chart and we look to see what's happening each time. Like, for example, if I look at the difference between these two right here, going from 10 to 19, I went ahead, I added 9. And then over here, I went ahead and I added 3. And if you notice right here, I did the same thing. I added 3. And over here, I added 3. Down here, I added 9. And then over here, I added 9. Now, why is that important? Well, if I look at the two values that we used, the 6 and 19 and the 9 and 19, we can just go directly between these two, which is plus 9, which is this number right over here. And then over here, we have the plus 3, which is this number down here. We could just divide it and end up with a 3. So that's another kind of a quick way to get to our answer, and that works out great. Now, our second problem we need to find the y-intercept, which is b. And that happens when x is equal to 0. So if we look on our chart, we know that that's going to occur right at this point right here. We know x is equal to 0. Only problem is we don't know what y is. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of look at our pattern that's happening with the other numbers and see if that might help us out. Well, if you notice right here, I've gone up constantly by the same constant. I've gone up by 9 each time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit. Okay, if I go ahead, I added 9, I added 9, I added 9. So what I'm going to do to get to this new point, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add 9. And I'm going to put a 1 right here. And just to make sure we have the right answer, if you look up here, we still have to have that plus 3. And if we take 9 over 3, just like we did over here, we still get the same answer. Okay, so our y-intercept is going to be the value of 1. So our y-intercept would be equal to 1. If they asked us to write it as an ordered pair, we would write down 0, comma, 1. But in this case, they're just asking for the b value of the y-intercept. So that's going to be your answer.